Right, so the principle, first of all, we are on the line that begins with Moki Macher. Right, we'll go back a little bit because we didn't finish really discussing those two lines. We have to stop in the middle. We'll start in the line that begins Bichlal. At the end of that line, Yodua Gamkein, it is also known, also means, in addition to the principle that we said, that all the koiches are first included in the moyach sheberoish, in the moyach, and within the moyach itself, more specifically, it is in the chokhmah aspect of the moyach. Yodua Gamken, it is also known, shekoyach ha-chokhmah, all of this, now the whole point of this precision here is to explain how is it that the nefesh itself, or the oineg, the atzmi of the nefesh, can ultimately be mislabish in chokhmah, and through chokhmah it can then be disseminated into individual koiches. And the primary question is, just as the oineg atzmi is totally distant and cannot relate to individual koiches, how is it that it can relate to chokhmah? And if it can relate to chokhmah, how does chokhmah then disseminate it into individual koiches? In other words, if chokhmah is in proximity to be able to appreciate and to relate to the oineg atzmi, how is it then able to disseminate it further down? And if it has the individual koiches, how does the oineg atzmi relate to it? And this is what we're discussing here now. There is a unique aspect in chokhmah that permits this whole transition. Yodua Gamkein shekoyach ha-chokhmah, focusing in on the chokhmah itself, the koyach ha-chokhmah, shehu reishes ha-koyches ha-gluyim, which is the starting point, the beginning of koyches ha-gluyim, of the revealed koyches. Koyches ha-gluyim is in contrast to koyches makifim. Chokhmah is, with all its all-encompassing quality, it is still in the category of koyches ha-gluyim. But within koyches ha-gluyim category itself, it is the reishis. It is the very beginning, the top, the tip of koyches ha-gluyim. So, due to the fact that chokhmah is the reishis ha-koyches ha-gluyim, harei hi keli, it is a keli, it is a proper receptacle, meaning it is able to accept and to receive the gilui ha'oires ha'asmin shebenefesh, to the gilui, to the revelation and the effect of oires ha'atzmim shebenefesh, of the essential oires of nefesh. Oires ha'atzmim shebenefesh, this is the important principle that we must understand. I say must understand, and the emphasis there is on two fronts. One is that this is the most challenging element for us to understand. On the other hand, it is also the most important thing for us to understand. Because without the principle of oires atzmiyim, essential oires, the whole phenomenon of oinig and nefesh and all that completely falls apart. And the reason that it falls apart, if we don't relate to the concept of oires atzmim, is oires atzmim means essential oires. Essential means that it is true in and of itself. It does not need a cause and a reason to be. If we do not have that concept, then we are left with one very simple, completely different perspective, view of everything that exists, including life, nefesh, and world, and so forth. And that is the principle of cause and effect. The evolutionary process. Then we have nothing to speak about. There's no principal reality that we to deal with. This is why there is this tremendous emphasis. So ask me should be nefesh. The nefesh, what is a nefesh? Nefesh is a godly presence. And godly means essential. Motzei Rishon, like the Rambam says. It doesn't have to be,
Sorry, it's godly what? Presence.
Therefore, and from these oires, from this etzem, ha-nefesh, from this essential reality of nefesh, have to come oires, a means with which that the nefesh makes its presence known, and this making its presence known, not in a functional manner, but in its very presence known. This is the oires atzmi. And how do oires atzmiim manifest themselves when they come to gilui, when they come to relation and effect? It is sha'koichos shehein makifi, sha'koichos shehein bechinas makifim shebenefesh. That the koiches, which are the bechinas makifim, the aspect of makifim element in the nefesh. What is bechinas makifim? This is what we started yesterday a little bit. We only really touched the tip of the bechinas makifim.
Sorry, how did we go from oires atzmim to makifim?
The inyan from gilui oires atzmim. The definition of gilui oires atzmim is that it comes in the form of koiches makifim. I will try best to put things in perspective and identify each step of development, even if it means that we stay on 2 lines for multiple sessions. But if they never bother to express it, we have to. It's incumbent upon us to try and understand every stage of what he's expressing over here. Now, makifim, koiches makifim, versus koich oires atzmim is like chitzonis relative to pnimis. Makifim as the word itself implies. Makif means, like we said, makif is, as we said, that which provides a context. Makif means that which surrounds. Surrounding is implying, by the way, that there is an inside and there is a way, a means to see it. This means surrounding. You see, it surrounds whatever is inside. Nothing that cannot be visible, which means it has no expression at all, is not a surrounding. Oires atzmiyim are not surrounding. Atzmi means that it has no functional element at all. It's not function dependent. It's not definable on a functional level. Do I have you with me for that? It's extremely subtle here. Let us think of our muscle that we use to express, to show this. And that is your dwelling, your home. And we point out there is a phenomenal in this home element. That this is your home. And your presence, your very presence, is present in every last corner of the home. In what way is it present there? Is some kind of a functional element? Not at all. As we said, you're present there even if you never saw this corner, even if you never visited this particular spot. So how are you present there? There's no functional element in that presence. This is the ascent. This is called Yoyes Atzmi. And this is why we're saying that only a human being has that phenomenon of ownership, of home. Because a human being has an Atzmi presence in the world. These Oires Atzmim come begilui. In what way do they come begilui? What do you see for Oires Atzmim? Begilui? You see the makif element that it encompasses.
Encompasses the inside or encompasses the outside?
What?
When we talk about makif, we're referring to encompassing the inside or encompassing the outside? In other words,
What's your question?
I mean, I always thought of it in terms of it's surrounding the outside, like it's giving a context to the Xitzonius. But the way you explained it before is it surrounding the inside. It was
You're thinking of it in physical terms, but it's good that you ask, because it's an insignificant question. The reason it's an insignificant question is because this makif, we call it makif not because it's on outside and not inside. It is outside and inside. It permeates through and through. We call it makif only due to the fact that it cannot be identified on a specific level. It is greater than being identified on a specific level. But it is present everywhere, and it has to be able to draw and to relate to everything. Like this is actually the topic we're talking about, the oineg that's mislabish in koiches protein. It is the very oineg, and there is life in every action of a person, even though it's a maki. If I'm not going to lose you, I'm going to carry this statement to its logical conclusion. Like we said all the way in the beginning, in every action we can identify two specific 2 points. Normally we associate action with some kind of a initiator, something that triggers it, a purpose. What are we trying to accomplish? What are we trying to accomplish? We are walking. Our question is not how come you're walking, where are you walking? Which is what we are preoccupied. That's already a chitzonische Inyan. That is after the fact that you have the ability to walk, after the fact that you're alive and have the ability to walk and do everything, now it comes on the functional level, says, okay, what will entice you to walk? This is walking on a chitzonische level, relatively speaking. But the ability to walk, that's life. That's life itself. Although, as I said, it's a life on a very limited level. This is a makiv the king. I'm able to do everything, to walk and to talk and to move my hands because of one reason, because I'm alive. So this is all-encompassing. This is a makiv.
So the 2 points are the purpose and the ability to walk, and the ability to walk is the makiv.
The ability to walk is
the idea of the makiv.
Is the effect of the makiv. Although it becomes a specific koyach, walking, talking. But it is the koyach hamakim that comes with previous and becomes a specific.
The ability to walk is revealing what's in the makiv, or what's the makiv is pointing to. That's what we said before? No? Drop it.
Yeah, drop it.
Sure. The
If it would help you, I would say. That's
okay.
one help.
Just trying to, when we say makif, I think of oneg.
That's right.
And then we said.
And what's
that,
on it? Yeah, go ahead.
Then we went on to say that chokhmah is a keli that's somehow fitting. It's the ratius of all the koichos, so it's a fitting receptacle for oneg.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went on to say that the gilui of these urus atmim is in the form of koichos makifi. It seems like the gilui seems to be actually in chokhmah. That's where it's becoming.
Before it comes to chokhmah, the oiris atzmim are nisgali in the form of koichos makif.
One more time. But before it comes to chokhmah, they're revealed. I thought we say revelation only starts with chokhmah, that being what is lubash and consciousness.
Revelation in koichos pnimim.
Yeah. Okay. So we're saying there's a gilui that's before koichos pnimi, whatever that means here. What could that mean, since it's beyond? What's a revelation that's not lefi? It's not. If chokhmah is our highest faculty, and this is beyond that, so in what way is it a revelation?
Chokhmah is the faculty that the highest pnimi faculty that can relate to specific action. But oinek, for example, oinek does not relate to a specific action per se. The oinek should be nefesh.
Doesn't relate to a specific action and nor to a specific faculty, but we just said it relates to Chokhmah, no?
Chokhmah is not a specific faculty.
Okay, but it's our highest faculty. And
That's right, and that's why it is highest faculty. It is capable of accepting this makif.
So that would seem to say the Gilui is there by Chokhmah,
The gilui of oiros makifim.
is by Chokhmah.
But even before that, there's the Gilui of the Oros Makifim. There's the Gilui of the Oros Atzmim in Koichas Makifim.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's to say these Oros Atzmim are higher than Makifim. They are...
Right. I said oiros atzmim. This is like the essence of the oiros makifim. Makifim is like the chitzonius of that.
Oh.
How could something completely on the inside, like the Oros Atzmim, be revealed? Come into Gilui.
That is a very good question, but again, this is totally beyond the context of this.
Okay.
Very good question. How does an neshama come into the world in the first place?
Which in a way is like...
I want to do.
In a way, this seems to be like our main theme, namely, how does Oneg make itself
Into the
show itself
koichos.
into koichos that
Not
are
how
defined.
how the nefesh come to the gilui. That's outside of this discussion. At this point, it is absolutely sufficient if we can relate to the principle that there are oiros atzmim shebenefesh.
Paltiel,
Yeah.
when we say Oiris Atzmim, this means Oiris, an entire complement of Oiris of all spheres, or this is just a kind of general category?
It's a general category. Oiros that represent etzem, not even makif.
And why do we use plural?
Okay, leave that open. So, there's and this comes in koichas makifim. Okay, chokhmah is reishis hagilui, koichas hagilui. Sorry, reishis koichas hagilui. It is the tip of the koichas hagilui. And because of the fact that Chokhmah is reishis koichas hagilui, it is therefore a keli for the expression and the gilui of oiros ha'atzmi shebenefesh, which means that the koiches shehem machinas makifim shebenefesh, koiches which are the bechina of makifim of the nefesh, boyim bekoyach ha'chokhmah bechinas pnimis. They come in koyach ha'chokhmah in a pnimistic manner. There are several things which I am trying to get to point out and to explain. Number one, what is the significance of the first statement over here? Koyach ha'chokhmah shu reishis ha'koiches hagilui. What is so significant about the reishis ha'koiches hagilui? The tip, the beginning. The beginning implies just as we said before, there is oiras atzmin shebenefesh, which is an etzem. An etzem has no cause. Etzem represents an essential truth. The reishis hakochas hagluyim similarly has no identifiable cause. That's the meaning of reishis. There is no internal process that causes me to recognize things. Reishis means the overall recognition. For this we always use the mashal of sight. And we explain. There is nothing causative in sight. When you go and you touch an object, the reason you're aware of the object is because you're made to be aware of it. There's a reason, there's a cause. There's an experience in that awareness. There is no experience that causes you to see, especially the initial sight, the overall sight, vision, the seeing, so to speak, of the panorama.
Opening your eyes would not be bad.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes and open your eyes. That's why we call it seeing, but it's not. There is nothing that forces you to see. I can't. You can easily close it. There's nothing. There's no cause of it. There's nothing forcing itself and causing you to see. This is the fact that we point out. You can easily close the eyes. Why can you close it? You can't close the feeling in your hand. You can close your eyes because there's nothing forcing itself. There is no cause for that initial sight.
That's what's gracious. It's gracious.
So this is the principle of reishis. In sight also, if you focus on a specific cup, there is something that's causing you to see it. You notice it because of its shape, because of its functionality, utility, whatever it is. There's something that you associate with. But the initial sight, as I said, of just the panorama in general, there is no cause.
That's an imshal.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if you're ready for this.
There is no cause. This idea that there is no cause is extremely important. That means that Chokhmah, and even though it's a koyach pnimi, and yet it takes everything in. It is a koyach, it is a keri for koyach shehei bechinas ma'kifim shebenefesh.
What did you just say? Because there's no effort, that means it's...
All right, you know what? We'll have to interrupt. It's too late. There's no way we can go into it. We've reached the time, and we have our... okay, try tomorrow again. But we made a little strides.
What was it trying for?
I'm trying to explain the words in these two lines. So far, I've been stopped at the threshold. But we will get to it. Have a good day. This is it for this morning.
You also have a good day.
I'm talking to the phone.
No.
Tomorrow we won't start.